this in the last one too. Probably because I saw the damn shades.
Yeah.
We're back. What's up? You're looking at a picture of me
Same
with the
one.
sunglasses. What about the pistol? Where's the pistol at? Guys, we just got back from Bad Boys for Life. No,
They ruined it.
No,
Bad-
yeah, they
Bad
fucked
Boys
it up.
Ride and Die.
Bad Boys Ride or Die
Ride
is
or-
number 4.
Yes.
The last
So what-
one was 4 life, but this one was number 4.
Oh, they fucked it up.
So they should have
That's what-
swapped it.
right.
They should have had it.
Ride or Die for Life.
And
There
then,
you go.
the last one for life.
Okay, so this one is Bad Boys Ride or Die, which is the 4th now in
Yes.
this film franchise. And if you remember, because I actually don't remember much of the movie, the last one, other than me enjoying it.
Yeah.
And saying, well, shit, if they're going to be this fun, I'm up for it. Well, we just got back from the film, and we're here to tell you whether it's worth going to see in the theaters or not. I'll start. I fucking enjoyed the hell out of it, man. I was laughing the whole time. There's great jokes. It is so over the top. This director is spinning the camera, doing drone shots, doing wacky stuff with heart attacks and visual, like he's doing a music video.
Spiritualness.
This
soul.
is
I know what was
basically,
going on.
you know, when I'm like, all right, if you're just gonna be silly, just go over the
Yes.
top with
Yeah.
it. This is what I'm kind of talking about.
Yeah.
I was laughing the whole time. Bunch of gunfire, bunch of actions, bunch of explosions. And the formula still works. And this is great for Will Smith because he's trying to revitalize his career.
Yeah, I didn't want to like it. I went
Me
in.
neither.
I went in. I was like, man, fuck
I was
Will
kind
Smith.
of cranky.
Yeah, I was like,
Same.
man.
Today I was just cranking, not even just Will Smith, but I was
Yeah.
like, this ain't gonna make me laugh. This is gonna suck.
Yeah,
This
and
thing
then-
turned me around.
But then it was like, because it was like you said, it was so over the top and like so cheesy, like you couldn't help but laugh and
Yeah.
like kind of like it was like, I don't know. I went in there like, fucking Will Smith. He's, the last thing you heard about Will Smith was the slap or
It's not
whatever.
his fault. He's in a toxic relationship.
He apparently is, man. That woman making him do
Oh,
crazy
my
things.
God,
he
yeah.
needs to go to counseling, which is funny because in this film there's a subplot that the man benefited from counseling.
counseling.
He marries his therapist. He needs to do that in real life. Get away from Jada or something because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it was
Anyways,
fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Joe,
was
do
good
you
action.
agree with me and Patrick?
Yeah, this one. Look, if you didn't like the third one, you're not gonna like this one right off the bat. But we did. We
I
had
don't
a great
think I saw
time.
the third one.
It was still enjoyable. The only thing
It's
I
been
didn't like
so long, Patrick. I don't even remember what happened.
it was with his son. His son.
I
don't remember.
didn't even remember his son, and I don't remember the fucked up thing his son did because in this film they're like, "Oh, this guy's a killer," and I'm
Yeah.
like,
His
"What did he
hitman.
do?"
He killed everyone on the list. And
Yeah,
the-
they do.
And
They do try to
the
like.
captain.
main
He
guy.
did kill the captain.
Yeah, 'cause they
well,
do-
kind of swept that under the rug.
They replayed it like they showed him like shooting him.
Well, that's
in the
why-
movie.
Oh, I saw him gotten.
That's why
hit.
his daughter Howard is so
Wants to
pissed
kill
off.
him.
Yeah,
so
she
much.
wants to kill him.
And the thing that kind of the third one, I was kind of like I didn't like was the passing of the torch. We had the new squad at the very end. I was like, I really
Oh,
hope they
at
don't
the third,
incorporate
yeah.
them in this one, which they didn't, which was good.
Oh, the new squad, the white guy and the Latina chick,
Yeah.
right?
Vanessa Hudgenson.
Vanessa
yeah.
Hudgenson.
It wasn't too bad.
Which Patrick noticed. She got third billing. Joe, did you see
Yeah.
that? She's barely in this film.
Yeah, but she got third bill. Yeah, I was very surprised.
She's
I was
probably
like,
a diva. She's like, I don't care. I'm
Yeah.
up with the boys. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
because
paid.
it
She
was
did her
Will
job.
Smith, Martin Lawrence, and then Vanessa Hudgenson. I was like,
Bam.
oh wow.
But,
Big name.
yeah, she didn't actually have much in this film. The right amount. Same thing with that the new team from
Yeah.
the last film. This is about the bad boys, and this is about the bad boys
For
getting
life.
revenge and being framed. And it's a bunch of action.
Clearing the captain's name.
Clearing the captain's name.
Yeah,
as
conspiracy.
you can see, Patrick
Alex,
is here.
Alex is here.
Alex
yeah.
is at an event for us for Path of
Exile.
Exile. Very
Oh,
excited
that's cool.
to see
Yeah.
what he thinks of that game and what they
I
show
love
off there.
PoE. PoE.
So we got Patrick filling in for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so Bad Boys, there's a fucking sequence. They're Tom Cruising it. There's like the sequence from Tom Cruise with the AC-10 that falls apart and it's in mid-flight. They do that here in Bad Boys, and it was well done.
Yeah, I love the action scene, and I thought this movie was just gonna be about a whole bunch of old farts and like gonna be nothing but old jokes. It's like, oh, my bad.
There is nothing but old jokes.
It wasn't
They all
too
work.
They work, but it wasn't too bad and it didn't overstay its welcome.
Right.
It
What
was-
I really like
well,
is this seems like your kind of comedy too, Joe.
It was.
And if you laugh at the things that Joe laughs
Yes.
at, or you laugh at Joe's humor, you're gonna like this. Same with me. I was laughing my head off.
Yeah, it's
this
just-
whole idea, and I don't want to get into too many spoilers, but shit. So you have Mike, and then Martin Lawrence's character is what again? What's his name?
That's a good question.
Shit,
It's Mike and Lowry.
Mike and Lowry.
Lowry.
That's right.
That's
Lowry.
Will. Yeah,
So
that's
Lowry goes essentially with a near-death experience. Fuck it, I'll just say
Mike-
near-death experience,
yeah.
and he feels like he's invincible. And this is a great role for Martin Lawrence to play, you know, and leading to very hilarious situations where, you know, this whole dynamic between Mike and Lowry works so well. And it just centers on these guys, and it's good. Now, is the villain particularly interesting? No, he's the villain of the week.
I felt
We
like I
don't
knew
care.
it was him right when I saw him. I was like, oh, that's the
Right.
villain.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
But-
the rule. You see the villain in the first couple of minutes.
Yeah,
Is
I'm like, that's
This
gonna be
is-
the villain.
This is one of those old school fucking, you know, 80s kind of thing where it doesn't matter. Like, you don't need the depth to all that. You just need the characters to go through some trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
And they definitely do here. It's satisfying with plenty of explosions, good
Yeah.
performances.
They used like a new camera rig setup that I
Yeah.
saw. I saw it on Reddit. Like where
I
it
did
was-
see that one
Did you
where,
see? Yeah.
where
It's like-
Will Smith is
it's
like,
like the-
spinning the gun and
Yeah.
stuff.
And then it
that
makes him
exact
into, like,
move
first-
where he does it, I didn't really see it in the film. It leads to like a
first
first-person
person shooter
kind of
look,
thing.
which I'm like, on.
I agree with you. It didn't really work as well as I thought it might.
Yeah.
So when you actually see it, you're like, oh, it's just another creative shot amongst the other
Yeah.
creative shots.
But
in
they
this
were
film.
like, they're really putting it in there, like in like the first like scene with the robbery or whatever. They like they used it.
for sure.
Yeah, so like
And-
they were like definitely like trying new things.
Yes, trying new things, and I appreciate the effort from this director, actually giving us visual style, visual flair. You would think by the fourth film, people would just be tired and they would be doing the same
Yeah.
old bullshit. I'm a little worried about Beverly Hills Cop 4 if it's just going to be like that same boring ass
Callbacks.
thing where it's just not. They're not here. It's high octane. These are old ass men. It don't matter. I don't know how they get through these takes. They must have stunt doubles because they're putting
There
in the
was a
work.
lot where it's
Yeah.
like, okay, this movie's doing pretty well. You guys should have been dead. But
Yes.
whatever.
It's so over the top.
I didn't realize it didn't come out until like what did we say 95?
The first one, yeah.
The first one was
95.
came
95.
out.
So they've been
Yeah.
doing this a long.
They have been doing it a long
time.
time. You look at the pictures. I'll put a picture up of Will Smith and motherfucking
Marcus.
Martin Lawrence. Jesus, his head got fat. When we look at that, but so did mine. My head's growing just like Lowry's head. Your cheeks get all wide and big. Will Smith looks like Will Smith,
Yeah.
man. That guy doesn't age much.
Made a deal with the
But-
devil or something.
So let's see. What
wife.
else can we say about the film other than surprisingly in a time where it feels like people are like, I don't want to go to the theater, or a lot of movies are not doing too well right now. I actually think, should you take the time to go out and see this one? I went in fully saying, nah, wait till Netflix, right?
this
Yeah.
one's
But by the
gonna-
end of it, I was like, no, you need to see this in
Yeah.
theater.
In
You'll have a
theaters,
great
yeah.
fucking time. In fact, I kind of want to see it twice.
I was
wanna take my
in the
girlfriend.
group chat with my boys, and I was like before the theater, I was like texting, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go see fucking,
It's gonna be stupid.
Yeah, I'm like,
You're
why
"Oh,
did you always call me for these fucking?"
The bad ones.
and then like when I got out, I was like, "Oh shit, I like those." I was like,
liked it?
"Yeah," I was like recommending it to the boys. I was like,
Y'all need to go out and
Yeah,
see it.
this is gonna be Furiosa.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Because I think it has a bigger market. This one has a bigger market.
Oh, you mean
He-
it'll
like-
beat it in the blockbuster?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think so
yeah.
too.
It's a good
It's an
one to
established
watch. It's
franchise.
good
People are like,
yes,
Furiosa, is that Mad
exactly.
Max? No, I want to see Mad Max only, or I don't want to see a female lead, or I just don't want to go to theaters. I don't know if it's going to be good. This one, there's been 3 films. In my opinion, they've pretty much all been
good.
really solid.
Yeah.
Now, critics, surprisingly, I went back and I looked at what the critics said about Bad Boys 1 and 2. They're not kind to it. Bad Boys 1, 44% rotten.
Damn.
Audience, 80. and Bad Boys 2, 24% rotten.
It's
like
not
this is straight up
that
bad movie, is what
bad.
they're saying. I'm like, it's not that bad. Audience
That's fucking
78,
Night Swim.
right? And then
That's where I'd expect it to be.
and then Bad Boys for Life, which you would think is the fourth one for Life, but
they
it's
fucked
not.
it
It's
up.
the third one. Bad Boys for Life got 76, so they finally got critics on board. Audience, I've never really seen it this high. 96% audience on Bad Boys for Life. And honestly,
Well, yeah,
I
'cause,
think
like,
I might
I-
like this one better than Bad Boys for Life.
I do. I like this one better.
So you agree?
Yeah, because the last one I gave it an 8. You gave it a 9 for
Okay,
the
I
last
did.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me want to go watch Bad Boys for Life because I feel
You should.
It's a good
watch.
one.
Yeah,
it's a good watch.
Because I'm like, oh, I missed the lore of the sun, and because that's the
Yes.
one where you learn about the.
Now,
Spoiler.
from your perspective,
movie
since you
ago.
didn't see the third film, as a new watcher, do you think audiences would be lost coming into the theater like you did, where it's like I haven't seen them?
I thought they did a good job of doing the callbacks and
retelling.
retelling and go like especially like with the dad and, or the son and like you know why the lady's so upset with the U.S. Marshal so upset, and they do have like scenes showing the son shooting and stuff. So I thought they
Good
did.
recap.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job of like definitely covering. It made sense.
There's a cameo in here. We'll talk about it in spoilers that pays homage to some of the original. And this thing, like I said, it's a high octane. It reminds me of the Michael Bay days. But when I say Michael Bay, I mean like good Michael Bay. If there ever was, there was a few that are like satisfying, right? It has energy, it has visual style, it's over the top. It's lots of explosions. They should have died 15 fucking times, but you're just having so much fun. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
There are things that you're like, what, and then. They're throwing everything in the kitchen sink in there, and the way they set it up is hilarious. So I can't wait to talk about some of it in spoilers. But let me just stop right here and let's go with final verdicts. And let's tell. But I do think that you should go out in theaters and see this one. You will not be disappointed. Take some of your boys, take your family. You'll have a great time, I think.
The last one I gave was an 8. This one I liked a lot better. I'd probably give this one a 9. This is a good popcorn flick. Check it out. Yes, turn off your brain at certain aspects of this because
for sure
they should have fucking like a lot of these times like you should have been dead. But
they're superheroes at this point.
They are. If Fast and Furious could do it, these boys could do it too.
Yeah.
A lot of great.
It does remind me a lot of.
It has to get bigger and better with more explosions, more chaos every time. But I do like a lot of the gunplay here, like the first-person shooter. It was kind of cool. I liked that.
Yeah.
And the shootouts were pretty spot on. I like that as well. Comedy's still there. They still have it. 9.
I think the charisma is really, really high between these two. It's like, you my boy, and like, you're my boy too. And it's like, that I buy. The Bad Boys, boom. And that's the core of the film.
It is.
Maybe some of the previous films might have bigger explosions or more action sequences, and that's all fine, but it's not like this one doesn't deliver, because it does in the final act. I'm just saying that I'm along for the ride, and it's Bad Boys for Life, ride or die.
Ride or
die. You're right or die.
I think
I choose die.
Yeah, I think Marcus did a great job too,
I'm
though.
just kidding.
Marcus did a great job. He actually was a star of the show for me.
Who is Marcus?
Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence
is Marcus.
Oh,
So
is Lowry?
No, that's Will Smith.
So Will Smith is
Mike
Mike.
Lowry.
Mike Lowry.
Then
Okay, I had him wrong. My bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think he was a standout star in this one. He was pretty fucking funny. He had all the jokes, and he was good.
Okay, Patrick, what do you
it's
think?
not too far off from what Joe had. I gave it an 8. I am not caught up on the series, but I liked it. The action was awesome. They tried new shots, and I like that they tried it. Some of them were like iffy, like as far as working, but the explosions were awesome. They like got me hyped up, and afterlife thing, and there was some like corny shit with like souls, and I don't want to. Is that a spoiler? I don't know. I don't
We
get
talked
into
a little
too many
bit
about
about it,
spoilers, but yeah, some of it was just like a little cringy to me, like in the club with that one lady. I was like, why?
That's the thing I want to talk about later. Like they
I was
could have
like, why
cut
put
some
that
of it
in?
out.
I was
Yeah,
like,
there's a few moments that could that threaten to kind of derail it.
Yeah,
but
I'm like, why are we doing this?
I think it still stays on.
But
on track.
no, it still was a great time, a great summer flick, and definitely to go out with your friends
Beer and popcorn,
or family.
boom.
Yeah, beer. That's what I just drank and ate. So.
Yeah.
Get that AC. It's so fucking hot outside.
It is fucking 104. Fuck. Yes. So I am going to. Man, I actually gave the last one a 9. I was very, very happy with it. In retrospect, maybe that one's an 8 and this one's the 9. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna rate this one a 9. And I'm trying to justify to myself what. Is there something wrong with me giving Bad Boys a 10? Because I
know what it is for me.
I was just so satisfied. There was a moment in the third act. There is a moment where it starts to sag, and it might feel a little too long.
Yeah.
A little too overly long. So I'm not going to go quite as far as a 10, but I'm telling you, it threatens a 10 multiple times. So I'm going to go with a 9 out of 10 and a badass seal of approval that you guys can go out to the theaters this weekend. Shame on you if you haven't seen Furiosa. If you have, you my boy. Thank you. We're Bad Boys for Life. We ride or die. And if you have already seen Furiosa, go out and see this one because this one is equally satisfying and a good time. Turn your brain off. This is one of those dumb good films because it is dumb, and we'll talk about exactly how dumb it is in the spoilers. But I enjoyed it. So, good ratings all around, and then we will see you guys in the spoiler section. Bye, guys. Hey, welcome to the spoilers. So, what was the most outrageous thing for you, Patrick? What would you say? Because I think there's like 3 moments for me that just was wild.
The whole the dying thing was just. I don't know. It was so bizarre.
So tell us what happened. Set it up.
So they're late to the late to the wedding.
That's right. Breaking the law, by the way. They're speeding.
They're cops. It's okay.
Yeah.
I know. Cops do it all the time.
And then they kind of preface his health issues by him going to the store and getting a bunch of junk food and shit. And then
and being more scared of Mike than he is of the robber.
Yeah, the robber. And
You've seen that in the trailer.
And then they finally get to the wedding or whatever, and then he has this massive heart attack. And it's like the most generic,
stock footage.
Yeah,
and stuff.
stock footage.
It is. I turned to John like, "What the fuck? What are we watching?" At one point, his eye. So he falls. What he does is he falls on the dance floor and it turns into water.
Ocean,
I actually thought that effect was kind of cool.
It was neat.
And then as he's falling in the water, it zooms in on his eye, and I'm like, "This is like." Like some kind of music video.
Some weird,
and his eye
out.
lights, there's flames in his eye, and then it goes into his eye, and then it just shows stock footage, stock footage, stock footage, stock footage. And one of them was 2 kangaroos fighting.
But it all made sense, though. It all made sense.
When?
Yeah, that's what I was like, okay.
Shit, wait a minute.
It was pretty weird, but it made sense because he's like,
by the end, it makes sense?
No, well, he's like, even in the car, he's like, we're soulmates. I seen us together the entire time, and you were done. One of his visions was, I'm assuming there were the 2 kangaroos
fighting.
And one of them was like, the donkey and the owner is like, you were stubborn.
Yeah. So they make a lot of good jokes about these two and previous lives. They're always going to ride or die you good. They set up an excellent joke at the beginning where Laurie is just, I'm sorry, not Laurie. Who is Marcus is so joyous that he's didn't die, and he's like, it's not my time, because they see the captain, it's like, it's not your time. And then he's just like living life to the fullest because it's like, I cannot die. And it's like, that's not what that meant. But he's doing his whole shtick, and it's very funny. But he does say, he's like, there's going to be a moment, Mike, where you got to make a decision and just know I trust you. You're good. Like, you're the best. And then, the movie goes on, and then they end up in a situation where the bad guy's like, I'm either going to shoot your friend or I'm going to shoot your wife. And then Mike is like, yeah, we good, right? You remember that one time?
So you can't die. It's like, you need to check your
Marcus is like, I am dead.
It's like when he realized
he
he didn't
backpedals right away after all that. And I was like, oh, that's a good callback. I love it. Because by then in the film, he had continued to put his life in danger because he did. And then he actually got hurt one time trying to put his life in danger by one of the outrageous things. So,
is that a real place too? I wonder if that's
I don't think that's
maybe
actually.
Look up
so the climactic scene is at what is it?
Some Funland
Nature
Gator
Preserve
Park,
or something.
Gator Park or something.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park for rednecks.
Yes.
Yeah. It was like Gator something.
They had some kind of
albino.
the biggest gator.
Albino
white
gator. It's named Duke. But the thing that
so Duke is in the water, and Marcus is like, don't worry, like I got this, and he's like, be gone, gator. And it's just funny shit, and his performance, and then of course the gator
This is so over the top.
jumps up at him and bites his arm, and that's when he realizes,
taking it off.
Oh shit, I guess I don't have, it's not my time powers. And so by the end in the climax, he's like, no, we're good. You told me you're good, and it's not your time. He's like, you better check yourself. I didn't say that shit. Well, wait, I did, but that's not what I meant.
Through the whole movie, he's like feeling immortal, and like that's his like snap back to reality where he's like, oh, fuck.
That was a really good, what do you call it? That's a good setup.
Yeah.
It's a good setup and a good little hook for the entire film because he goes into traffic and Mike's like, stop it, God
and then he
damn
has
it.
Michael Bay. Doesn't Michael Bay do the cameo?
That's the cameo. Michael Bay shows up in his iconic Porsche, probably the one that he had Megan Fox fucking wash because famously that's how she got the role. He had her wash his car, I guess, and he was like creeping out on her.
Interesting.
Yeah. But he doesn't direct this one, and the director did a good job and pays homage to the previous high-octane Bad Boys. No, like big old car, chase scene.
No.
That's not this one. That's one of the other ones. I don't mind.
That's kind of iconic though for them.
It is iconic for
because
Bad
that's
Boys.
Will's a driver,
Right.
That's the whole thing.
He
or
had
not
in the
Will,
beginning.
but
That's right.
Marcus
Getting to
is
the
a
wedding,
driver.
so they tried to give him
a little
something.
bit.
Because Marcus is supposed to be, the driver.
Yeah. But for me, like, what kept it from being like a 10 was getting all the gang members that got put on a hit. Like, you didn't need that scene.
I liked that
You
scene,
didn't really
Joe.
need that
with
scene.
the
Before, though.
strip club.
You didn't
and
need
she's
that.
like,
They could have cut that out, trim it.
Which part?
That whole stripper scene and
Oh,
like
when they
them
go to
getting
the stripper,
shootout.
so their car breaks
And
down.
that's the only.
Okay.
it was
we
just
get
so
with the
weird.
gangsters,
I was just like, why?
We only get like that little scene with the gangsters, and after that scene, we don't hear from them again. So you could have just cut that out. It wasn't really necessary. Like, you already being chased by everyone else.
Yeah.
You don't fucking
It's
need
definitely-
these gangsters here.
How else are they going to show
For 5
DJ
years.
Khaled, Joe?
I know. You didn't need
They
that.
could have cut out. And DJ Khaled's a terrible actor. He does get hit with a car,
Which
and then, so that's
makes
good.
it kind of worth it.
And it's kind of worth it. It should have been like, and another one.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I would have
No.
laughed my ass off if
No.
he did that, but he didn't.
No.
Or maybe he slams him and then backs up and slams him and another one.
Yeah. I thought they were going to go at least like,
No,
shoot
but
him.
they didn't do it. Damn it. And they had Tiffany Haddish as a stripper. She was like, I want, they're on the run because they get framed. And she's like, all right, I'll help y'all with guns, money. You got to lick my pussy.
Yeah.
It was just like, Joe did not like that.
It was just awkward. It was just like, I was
it
just
was
like,
It's seedy underworld stuff, guys.
You
And
don't-
then he's like, all right. And they actually are going
they're
to
like
do
making
it.
a deal.
He wasn't gonna do it.
Martin Lawrence is like, you're going to do it. You're just
You
going
gotta
to
close
stick
your
your
eyes.
tongue out,
Yeah.
and then she's going to move her body, and then you're just going to, and you say it's incidental. I didn't want to do it because he's about to get married and everything. I thought it was funny, and then she goes, motherfuckers, and she takes out guns. and she tricked them. She was just stalling them so that she can get $5 million. And I thought it was fun. I thought it was like a fun little thing. And then a bunch of gunfire starts to happen. And then he starts to cooperate with his son. And so you get some action scenes of Will Smith and his, son.
Armando.
That's your son? That's your little Latin boy? Yeah, it's like, and then bonding moments with father. And, Marcus is trying to get these two to talk to each other. And there's like father moments. And it said, you ever love my mom and stuff like that. And so, it's crazy how this film can go from fucking ridiculous silliness.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments is I didn't want them to cut that scene out because they go to this fucking club. It's a nightclub with fucking candy and fucking.
Different.
That's a where
That was the art show.
that?
That was the art
first
show.
club.
The
That's
art
the art
show.
show.
The first thing
That was fun. I like that scene.
I
That was
love
great.
this scene.
Yes.
We got to talk about this one where they go to an art show and there's like candy in a big fucking bowl and there's punch and
He just wants fucking Skittles.
Marcus is just out of the hospital saying I'm invincible.
I want candy.
And he
The wife
wants
took
candy and he wants to eat all the junk
And the
food,
wife
right?
took away everything out of the house.
So the gunfire's going off, and all these candies fly into the air, and he gets one in his mouth, and it's about to be a red one, but then the last minute, it's a black licorice one. He goes,
I would have done the same.
and we all would have done it. Do you like
yeah.
black licorice?
Fuck
Patrick?
no.
Fuck
No
no.
one
And he's
does.
like,
No one likes black licorice.
and it's in slow-mo, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is the kind of effective silliness that the
stupid,
movie needs to
but
go
it worked.
into overdrive, and
Yeah.
it does. And then it's so funny
then the
because Mike's
juice gets
like,
shot.
are you hit? Because he's like, ah! And then because it speeds back up, he goes, ah! And then Mike's like, are you hit? He goes,
Black licorice.
he's like, stop it, will you fucking silly? We're under fire. And then the next moment he's getting some fucking punch, drinking some Hawaiian punch. This
And he's
shit
like a
is
child and
hilarious.
just goes on a sugar rush and
this
like
scene I fucking liked. The other one I could have cut out.
Yeah.
no.
What are you saying?
No, I was just saying it was just funny, like how like right when he got like the juice, he like just goes into like these crazy like invincible modes.
And and then he's like shooting, and and I also like how they're not having him automatically kill everybody, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
But he is causing enough chaos where the
have to
trained
take cover.
assassins are like, what the
What is he
fuck?
doing?
And they have to like kind of retreat a little bit. And I'm like, all right, see, that is plausible. You don't have to like, do stupid stuff where he's like killing everybody, headshots everybody. But no, he doesn't do that.
He's just causing a ruckus.
And simultaneously, it's funny,
Yeah.
but there's also tension in the scene because you're like, at any moment, he could actually get hit. And because this film changes gears from hilarious to super serious to sad music to this, that you're wondering, he could get hit at any moment, and then the music would go. He's like, what the fuck?
That's what I thought the son was gonna die because I was like, oh shit.
Oh, yeah. There was at one point. So, what is it? Who does he save? His son saves somebody?
His son
What's
saves
his
the
name?
wife
daughter
and the
of
daughter.
the
daughter
daughter
of the dude he
of the
killed.
daughter.
Of
So
the,
the granddaughter
of the guy he assassinated.
Yeah, and she got captured at home. There's one other moment we got to talk about, but let's talk about this first. So she captures she gets captured, and he basically, his son, who is this killer who's in prison, sacrifices himself, taking a bunch of knife hits and a bunch of stab wounds to help this little girl who looks like Michael Cera to me. It's like a female version of Michael Cera. And of course, the mother, who, the daughter of the police captain, wants to kill this guy because he is responsible for her father's death. And I guess it was him that pulled the trigger. I thought he was just like full, like responsible no matter what. But I'm like, just fucking tell her, because she takes a shot at him and it almost hits him and she's like, no, Mom, you don't understand. You don't understand, Mom. I was like, just tell her. And then finally she spits it out.
Yes.
He saved my life. And then slows down and it's like, okay, good. That's good. But
And then she lets him go.
and then she lets. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So at the end, but I turned to Joe. I was like,
He was.
he got stabbed and cut so many
losing
times.
so
He'd be
much
dead,
blood,
right?
And
so
so
much
the thing
blood.
is, like, he's a fugitive of the law. and so Will Smith's gonna let his son go.
Yeah,
and,
I thought he was gonna die on the little
be
boat
free.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I made the joke that once he gets in, he's like, you good? And then his son's like, yeah, I'm good. And then he gets on the thing, and the boat drives up.
Yeah, that's what I was
Because he just passed out from all the goddamn blood.
Yes, it's
loss.
like there's no way he's gonna make it all the way south. He's like
He's been
the little girl
slashed and-
carrying him.
Yeah.
That was
Just bleeding
that
out.
was hilarious. Okay, but one of the best parts of the film, and I don't know if it was Bad Boys 1 or
Yeah,
Bad
I think
Boys
it was
2.
from Bad Boys. Yeah,
Was it Bad Boys 1 or
I'm pretty
2?
sure he was in the
Boys
whole
1?
whole thing because I remember him. So it was, I mean, I guess I saw him. In,
Go
I
ahead,
saw
set
Bad
it
Boys
up
2.
for him. Go ahead,
Go
set
ahead.
it up
What?
for us, Patrick.
I'm trying to find the son's
The
name.
moment we're talking about.
So and it's like a whole like redemption arc. I love it.
Yeah.
because like throughout the whole series, like this guy gets shit on
All the time.
constantly by Mike and
And we're
Marcus.
talking. And who are we talking about?
I guess he's the son-in-law. It was
Reggie.
Reggie. He's
Because
originally
in one of the films,
originally like the girls like they were like dating, and then Marcus is like the tough dad. He's like, you don't fuck with me. And then Mike is like comes in. He's like
a drug dealer,
Yeah,
acting
yeah.
like he's waving guns around.
yeah. And so
You gonna have her home by 10?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And so this whole like
That kid.
this whole
Yes,
series, like
Reggie.
he gets shit on. And then this movie is his fucking
He
redemption arc. dude.
finally gets his
His
moment.
fucking moment.
shit.
And I
dude.
was like, okay, this movie has hit the silly gas and good silly gas multiple times for other moments. Please give this kid a moment.
Yeah.
And they
They
fucking
did it,
give
dude. They
him a
fucking
moment.
did it. And then like this
There
dude
are
fucking
15
slaughters these motherfuckers.
There are 15 special forces.
Because I guess he's
that go
supposed.
into, he is
He's,
a,
he's a,
He-
yeah, because they
Marine.
set it up in the movie
Yes.
that he's been just come from
He's
Yemen.
like, don't you have a job? Go get a job. He's like, I'm a Marine. He's like, go get deployed.
they get deployed.
Stop
and-
eating my snacks.
and he is, and they make it like he's lazy because he's always playing
playing
video games,
Call
but
of
he's not
Duty or
lazy.
something.
Yeah, he's playing Call of Duty, but he gets shit done. He protects the family and kills
Cool
all these
scene,
guys.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
right at the end, he
And
gives
then
them
like
a
he's
salute.
like you could tell he's kind of like he turns up the TV all the way. It was like just little things like he was
and
like,
then they were watching this the whole time. They were like, "Damn! Oh shit! Did you see that, Mike? Look at this!" You know,
And then-
and it was it had such good energy.
It did.
and you wanted him to succeed, and he does succeed.
and then
in
Marcus
the
is like, "That's my boy," you know, watching him. And then at the very end, they're all barbecuing and
and they
and
still shit on him.
and they're shitting on him. And then he's just standing there like stone faced. And then they're like,
Sir, can I have permission
Yeah.
to cook my chicken? No, man, get your ass out of here. This ain't your grill.
yeah. And
You
then
know,
Marcus is like, I just watched him kill 15 people. I'm gonna let him cook his chicken.
I'm gonna let him cook his chicken. And I believed Marcus because I was like, yeah, the motherfucker just killed. And he's got this, look at him. And then there's tension. And then they're like, okay, I'm gonna go. And then both Mike and Marcus,
they go sit at the table and
they're
make
like,
some potato
they
salad.
bitch
or
out. They're
something.
like, I'm gonna go set the table, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna go do the other thing, and he gets to cook, and the camera zooms in on him, and he looks like
smiles.
I'm gonna kill somebody, but nah, he smiles.
Yeah, he cracks a
And
smile.
so it's
I
just
love
got good
that part.
energy.
I love that part.
You know what? We fucking left this. There better not have been an after credits.
Nah,
don't
I think that
there
was
an
it.
After credits.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, so what else? Man, it was very fun. There was no moment in the trailers. Fuck! They fucking killed me! Fuck! 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 The police captain. That's not
Oh,
actually in
yeah.
the movie. I don't know why they cut that part. Because I guess he does send multiple messages, but one of those messages was never that. What else can you think of? Any other scenes? Oh, there is another scene. I want Patrick to talk a little more because
Which one?
I've been talking over what?
No.
Patrick, do you think did it go a little too far in your opinion, or is it over the top silliness that you liked when it's revealed? Okay, so there's a mole, right?
Yeah.
So there's a mole, and this is somebody in the police department is leaking information and working with the cartel. And I like how the movie says it could be their fucking female captain, it could be their friends, hell, it could be fucking anybody, right? And it turns out to be the motherfucking
The mayor.
politician.
Yeah.
Well, he's
not
not
soon
mayor
to be
yet.
mayor.
He's
Yeah.
a district attorney, I think.
yeah.
And then
Working
he
with,
wants
like,
to be a mayor. And you think he's their friend because at one point he's like, all right, I'm going to stick my neck out for you. And it's like, okay, I'll transport your son and whatever. And that ends up fucking him. And on the television, it's like, are you going to withdraw from the mayor race? And I was like, oh, well, maybe it's not him. But I still knew he was just doing that to do the send.
Yeah.
So anyway, in the final battle, something happens with him. You want to talk about it, like the plane? Do you remember the plane?
Well, I remember the plane.
Okay,
Like,
I'll
the
take
plane-
it. I'll take it.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead, Joe. Go ahead. Take it.
It's so stupid. Okay, so they have this little plot where they try to sneak in with the mayor and be like, look, we need to take the hostages. Mike is supposed to take the shot, clear everything out. Thing go haywire because Mike, we didn't talk about that. Mike starts having panic attacks now, so that's another thing for him. So he can't take the shot. Everyone starts firefighting and they take off from the plane. The mayor gets back with the gun, tells the pilot, "Let's get the fuck out of here." So you think he takes off,
He does take off.
and he's gonna be safe, but
He
his
does
ex,
fucking take
but
off.
his
He
ex,
should be gone.
his ex-girlfriend, now that she found out,
Yeah.
gets like a fucking rocket. What was it? Rocket launcher?
Guess
It was like a
it was a
underarm
grenade
grenade
launcher
launcher.
with a smoke grenade
Yeah.
or something,
Yeah.
and she plinks the plane, and the plane fucking falls
She
out of
fucking
the
hit.
sky.
Yes, she hits the civilian pilot. It's like the pilot
And that
is
may
doing
not
his
even
job.
Right, that pilot may not even be a civilian, Joe. He might be a cop
Or
pilot.
something, because he's like, I'm
And
just here to
innocent-
help
and
out.
She just killed that motherfucking pilot in the air, and the
He
plane comes
just
down.
comes crashing down into the fucking amusement park. It just
So
chops
during the
up.
gun battle, there's the big burly guy who nobody can beat. You know, he turns around and a
fucking plane
smashes
crashes through the window,
goddamn-
chops him up.
chops into pieces.
The
And it
entire time,
slams into the
entire
ground.
time, I'm like, what about the fucking pilot? The
Yeah,
guy's
me
not
too.
even
I was like, you just killed the fucking pilot.
That
Yeah,
was
you
like,
killed
that's-
the asshole who wants to be mayor, but your ex-boyfriend, but you did kill the pilot.
And that happened during like such a crazy time, and like that's why I kind of like overlooked it, is because so much crazy shit is going on
There was
Yes.
a lot of
in
crazy
that
stuff
fight.
going on. And then they show him rolling out, and they're both fine.
Yeah,
I'm like, no fucking
I was
way.
like, I think she
But
could have been like, she could have just called it in. It's like, hey, we have
Right.
the mayor. Well,
he did this, and because
Yeah.
he literally attempted to murder her in the
Yes.
elevator the previous scene.
Yeah.
Because Mike calls her and tells her that
there's a mole.
The mole
it's like,
is
I only
him.
told you, so
And
it's
if you
whoever-
told your boyfriend,
Yes.
then that's how these people knew. And so if they're in an elevator, he's like, I'll come with you. She's like, I got to go to the office. She gets her gun ready. I got to go to the office. Some really
Something
important news
happened.
came out. He's like, I'll come with you. And then in the elevator, they
Starts
have a
texting.
drag-out fight. So she gets her moment, too, where she gets to do some fighting. But she loses the fight. But luckily, the previous new Bad Boys team from the last movie, the white guy and the Latino chicks, who are a couple now, they're fucking. I don't know if they were fucking in the last film, but it was a big surprise. They're like, we don't care. Don't worry about it.
It's
It's just
fine.
like,
It's whatever
there's
it
just
is.
so much positive energy, chemistry, and teamwork between everybody here.
Yeah.
It was working well. There's not a single, thing, in my opinion, that really didn't work. I was worrying
What
about
didn't
the
work?
length, but I was enjoying myself so much
Yes.
that not even that bothered me, really.
Mine a little bit, but
yeah,
little
it did drag out a
bit
little
for
bit.
that stupid
And there is
scene.
no
Yeah, the
end
gang
credits.
scene.
So
Yeah.
Bad Boys for Life did have an end credit scene. Bad Boys Ride or Die does not have an end credit scene. But that doesn't always mean that it's the end of the line for the franchise. And I think since I said the last one, I was like, so as long as they're this good, I don't mind another one. I said that for John Wick as well. If they're this one, I don't mind another one. But I do think that they should probably
Yeah.
wrap it up.
It's
I
fine.
think that this film would be perfect, and
Would
we
end
don't
it
really
off,
need
yeah.
another one. Do you think we need another?
I hope they don't, because this ending off on a good note is such an important
Right.
thing, and I think this
Go
is
out
the
on top.
Yeah, go out on top, exactly.
And I really enjoyed this.
And yeah,
so.
and like I said, it's fun. It's it's not too like you're saying, like kind of just shut off your brain and have a good time.
Yeah, because the thing that didn't work was that grenade. Remember that grenade?
Okay, so there's another
That's right.
moment.
There's so many different like little.
You're like, wait, no, you should have died here. You
So-
should have died here.
Yeah,
You should have died
yeah.
here.
So
That's why you can't think about it.
So they plan to have Laurie do a sniper shot to take out the main guy. Laurie's having panic attacks, can't
Yes.
do it. So
Everybody
a
rushes
firefight
in.
has to
Yes.
happen because his son was discovered by somebody that looks down and
And the
pop,
gators
pop,
are
pop,
going to
and so,
chase
like,
the gators were
noticed
giving them away.
Yeah.
It's another thing. It's like they did some poor ass research on this place because they discovered on the plane ride there where they already sent his son with an amphibian submarine to go via water. Then we get the scene that explains, well, this is a gator place and they have the biggest gator, and word is he's still there. Then why did you send their son to die in the gator-filled water?
They even said, "What is that in the water?" It's like gators.
Yeah. So gunfight happens, and the boys, and this is where they are expert shots, and
Yes.
that's okay. They turn into superheroes. They're killing a bunch of people. The drone guys blowing up the escape routes. It's just great shots. It's dynamic. And they do such a good job that they literally murder everybody and kill everybody. Then the plane breaks through, and the main guy grabs the little girl, uses her as a shield, and the boys come and they corner him.
Oh, the
So
wife,
both the bad boys, the wife, not the little girl. He like grabs her hair and
Yeah.
shit. And he's got his wife, and then he's like, "Oh, it was nice to see you boys again." And he has a grenade already, and I'm like, "Man, this motherfucker's so crazy. I wouldn't even put it past him that he just pulls a pin right
Kamikaze,
there
I thought
and
he was
kills
gonna- yeah, I thought
and
he
kills
was-
them and the wife."
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's probably what he would have done, but this is a movie. So instead, he throws the grenade at him, and he's got him right where he wants him. And I'm like, there's no way. They jump. They go,
They explode. You
grenade!
see
They
the
have to say
explosion.
grenade, and they jump out a window, and the explosion
Explosion.
encompasses their entire bodies.
If
And
they
then
were
when
the bad
fall out-
guys, they would have died.
if they were bad guys, they would have died. But then when they fall out and hit the floor, they get up immediately. And I turned to Joe and I was like, that was a shrapnel-less grenade.
Yeah.
There's a special grenade
Yeah.
where no shrapnel
It's
is
just for
deployed.
distraction.
Because that's how they work,
It's a
right?
distraction grenade.
It's a magician,
Yeah.
you know, the little fire that goes.
Yes.
Because that's definitely not the grenade's main
Yeah.
function is to cause shrapnel.
That the movie would have ended there.
Yes.
And I'll allow it.
Yeah, I
because we
did.
were
Okay,
having so much-
that was one of my little nitpicks. The other nitpick was like whenever before they were discovered, the guy with the drone's like, "Oh, everyone's in place
Yeah.
and flying, like hovering over the bad guys." It's like, what?
What's that drone?
Did they not notice?
Oh, they don't see
Here,
drones? I didn't think about that. I actually didn't think about that. I thought those drones were further away because they do
No.
make a point of showing the drones flying in from far away.
No, right before though, like he's like seeing everyone and scouting them.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
like,
the
"Oh,
sniper.
they're right here."
There's a
It's
sniper
like,
that's
there's
waiting.
a drone right there.
And
Does
then
no
we
one
see
this?
the fucking drone drop a grenade on one of the snipers, and it just reminds me of the fucking war in Ukraine.
Yeah,
where
the
you see
Ukraine videos,
Russian
yeah.
soldiers blown up like that. So they incorporated that.
The slap. I'm so glad they slapped Will Smith
They
in it.
slap him back.
They slapped him. The
great
fucking slap.
call out. I
forgot.
They go, "You bitch!"
And they slapped him multiple
They
times.
say, "Quit being a little bitch."
Oh, I'm glad I didn't forget about that. There's
That
just so
actually-
many things in the
that
movie.
I wonder that it's we don't know.
Yeah,
was
if it's
this
really-
film filmed before he slapped Chris Rock, or was it filmed after? Because if it was filmed after, that's a perfect revenge, and it fits within the movie. But they make it a point to slap Will
Multiples.
across the face like 7 times, and he goes, "Ah!" and it's because he's trying to wake him up from his panic attacks.
Yeah.
Which I wish there was a slight more prologue on the panic attacks. He does overcome it eventually in the finale where he sees the captain in a dream sequence almost, or a daydream, and he goes, "It's not your fault."
Yeah.
And that kind of frees him up.
As someone that suffers from panic attack, like I'm actually didiagnosed and medicated for panic attacks.
Yeah.
That's not how it fucking works, though.
No, it
I'm
doesn't
not
work
fucking
like
having
that.
visions of
It's
people
a
and shit.
movie.
So, hey, Pat, it wouldn't help.
Yeah,
if I
don't
slapped you
slap-
like 7 times in the middle of
I'm
Make it
goddamn.
worse. You're making it worse.
Next
You
time,
poke my eye out. How am I supposed to?
next time I panic at a tabletop game, just
Yeah.
start slapping the shit out of me. and he'll snap
No.
me out of it.
Don't fucking do it.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Bad
Well,
idea.
But the slap.
I'm glad you said
that's
that.
what I was wondering. I was like, is it a callback or was that already?
well, whether it was or not, it is now.
Yeah.
Because the motherfucker was like, "Stop it, you little bitch," and he slapped him like 7 times.
Oh my god!
So
yeah.
that's great. Anything else? I think we got it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
We
It
got
was,
the
action-
Reggie
it
moment.
was action packed. So there
Yeah.
was a lot of packed into 2 hours. Sometimes it did feel like a little drawn out. With
A
the game.
little bit, but I would, like I
Gangsters,
said,
yeah.
I enjoyed it, and Joe didn't like the gangsters. All of them were terrible actors, but it's just more gunshots. You need bodies to drop, and they dropped bodies.
Again, make it nice and tighter.
And
I mean,
another one,
It's like that was good.
You think they
Yeah.
probably made it like 90-ish minutes instead
Yeah.
of 2
No,
hours? Or
I could. I'm with you, Joe.
Hour.
15 minute.
Yeah.
hour 45.
Yeah,
So
I don't
2
know
hours.
how long this
I think
one.
it's
This
2
was
hours.
a 2.5 hours. It almost felt.
Oh, was it 2.5?
Let me check. It is It's 1 hour 55 minute.
Okay.
The last one was 2 hour 4 minute. The Bad Boys 2 was 2 hour 26 minutes. That may be too much. And then this one, the first one was 1 hour 58 minutes. So it's about the same as the very first one.
All right. That's yeah.
And right when it sagged was when they're at the what do they call him? Muscle milk, because he's the white boy who's super strong.
Yeah.
He's like the tech guy too.
Yeah.
And it was like at his house where it was like, man,
Everything's
y'all
super
got
fast. They're trying to
Yeah.
find
everything's
who
super
did
fast,
it.
and we got this,
and
but
they were in a
it's
secret relationship. And
go,
it was
right,
like,
yeah.
oh, who
That's
fucking-
when I was like, you could maybe cut that out.
Yeah.
But since that was the new team from the last film, they felt like, okay, we need to give them something.
screen
And they're
time.
paying Vanessa so much, so like, we're gonna get some fucking money out of you.
Right. If
You're gonna be in
this
some.
bitch is asking for third billing. She wants her name right below Martin Lawrence
Yeah.
and Will Smith.
We're gonna get
Even
some-
though there were way other actors that had way more screen time than she was
Reggie.
listed number 3rd.
Reggie was amazing.
Reggie should have been number 3,
Yeah.
not Vanessa Hudgens.
He's been in like was he in the first
I
one?
think
Yeah,
he
right.
was in the first.
And
one.
I don't even really think she's all that attractive. Like, they tried to position her like she's super hot. Even Will Smith's son in the film,
She's like, I'm
was
fine. He's like, yeah, you are.
yeah, you are.
Yeah.
And the white guy was like, "What'd you say?" And everybody's like, "I'm about to fight." It's like, no. I mean, look at her. She's hot. I'm like, really?
It's a
All
different. What do you say? Some different languages.
And then
Oh,
she
yeah,
was,
that was a funny joke.
and then she was the one that was choking out
He
the
spoke
mayor.
English.
It was English.
Oh yeah.
Trying to say it was in Spanish.
But she had some like she was like the one that went and saved the old
Yeah.
chief, the new chief, because she like jumped
Choke him
in the
out, yeah.
she jumped in the
She
elevator.
was choking the dude out.
She jumped in the
I
elevator.
did
and
notice
choked
they
him
gave
out.
her an MPK. I like how they give everybody, different weapons, even though the MPK in that situation, like, I love the way it sounds like, and I was like, yeah, but you're going to hit
listen-
your friends. It's not very accurate, but whatever.
That's fine. The firefighter, whenever they were having the shootout during the highway scene,
Love the MPK.
everyone would have gotten hit.
Yeah.
Because they're just like,
Everybody got it.
everyone's driving like it's a normal day in fucking Miami.
Just another
It's another
day.
shootout. It's fine.
Cartels.
All right. Thank you. That's it. I
Yeah.
think we got it all now.
That's a good
as you
feel-good
can
movie.
tell,
Check it out.
we're laughing, we're giggling, we're having
was
a good
funny.
time.
Yeah.
You too will feel euphoric and have a great time. You see the film.
Yeah.
If you see the film, leave a comment down below. And thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe show. Bye, guys.